Hi, my name is Jackson Inchalik. I was a computer science and mathematics student at High Point University. I'm from Guilford, Connecticut, and now I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, working as a software engineering advisor at the Cigna Group. When I was going to High Point, I had my older brother, Lane, who was here with me, and eventually my younger brother, Sam, followed me here. We had a blast on campus together. All the relationships we would build would really just intertwine. We'd start making larger friend groups. It was a ton of fun just spending all that time together. Every Wednesday, the chapel here with Reverend Preston Davis hosts services that are great for just building a community and exploring your spirituality, and we turned that into building our own community, bringing friends to chapel with us. Mentorship at High Point was incredibly strong. All the time, I'd had professors talking to me about big picture, not just what's going on in my class, like literature class, mathematics class. It was really just, where do you see yourself going after college or even later in college? Are you getting ready with internships? Are you getting involved on campus? And even just like kind of stepping back from all of academics, but are you fitting in? Are you making friends? Everyone was very concerned with that, which is nice. It felt very holistic. In the class, they were always making sure everyone was attentive, everyone was picking up on what's going on. They were making sure no one gets left behind, which I really appreciate that because I'm someone who, I used to have trouble asking those questions, and it was always an environment where I could. I felt comfortable with that. And they really put in the time that you wouldn't see a lot of other places. So I'd be spending, I think, 3 hours a week at office hours for them, getting help on homework, getting help reviewing tests, or getting ready for projects. And my professors were always ready and willing to do that. If you want to be set up for success after college, I highly recommend utilizing the Career Service Center at High Point. Everyone who works there is not only incredibly friendly, but they're so helpful in knowing what employers are looking for, what you really need to work on before applying or maybe trying to improve your resume. These people really want the best for you. They act like your job is their job. So make sure you use them, make sure you ask for their help because they are more than willing to get you there. I think always asking questions is a way to show that growth mindset that you brought. Always asking questions, and I also think listening more than you speak. I think some people get too caught up in sharing their own knowledge where they're not showing that they want to be taking in more, being a sponge. So my first boss actually always told me to be a sponge in the workplace. Always be taking in information, be absorbing what's around you. And that's something that I would love to pass on. I think a really big part of being at a job is knowing when you've hit a ceiling, when you're not growing. So I know High Point was such a growth experience for myself. It always pushed me beyond my limits. And if you're in an environment where you're no longer being pushed, or you're no longer exploring what's next or eager to learn more, I think it's time to find a harder environment. When I was first applying for High Point, I always saw the word extraordinary plastered everywhere. And I always thought it sounded like a superhero term, right? Like the hero Shazam or something like that. But then once you go to High Point, you see really what it means, what everyone's talking about, of pushing beyond their limits. And I think it's really exciting. Like, it's such a word that draws so much energy. It's cool, it's be your own superhero. To me, choosing to be extraordinary is not just doing what's easy or fitting in with the crowd. It's not being afraid to stand out. And standing out is a really important thing, especially when you have high career aspirations, when you want to make an impact in the world. Being yourself is probably the most important thing you could do there.